In 1992, TLC posed a serious question. What about your friends? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down? What about your friends? Are they going to be low down? Will they ever be around? Or will they turn their back on you? A lot of us know this all too well. And tonight we're going to talk about it and more after this. Stay tuned.
Good evening. Welcome to Unabashedly Speaking with Mimi and Mashonda. I am Mimi.
And I am Mashonda.
So,
hey girl, hey. So what's up with all these 2023 prom outfits? Look, they done stepped up the game. Like, we didn't do it like that when I was going to school.
I'm telling you, they look like pure royalty.
Yes, and grown. Because some of these outfits I wouldn't even wear as an adult.
And I was like, wait a minute now. Are they graduating from high school?
Or college, right?
Oh my gosh, they look beautiful though. They look
do.
Really nice.
They look so nice. And here are some of the outfits that we saw that have been all over social media. I mean, and like these people, like they backgrounds. And since when do we take dogs to prom? Everybody want to take a picture with a dog. They are really stepping it up. I just was like, wow. Now I'm like wondering what my son gonna wear when he go to prom, because he's not going to prom this year for junior. He's going as a senior. And I'm like, I wasn't prepared to have to let my son look like this. We gonna have to start saving right now for his prom outfit and car and everything they gonna be taking.
Yes. Oh my goodness. By that time, there's no telling what they gonna want.
You know? But these outfits are absolutely beautiful, and we see the new thing nowadays is having that slender dress with the poof at the bottom. I guess that's what's in right now. Like it has the tutu, but at the bottom. I don't know what you call it, because I'm not into fashion. Don't come for me, all right? I don't be knowing the names and stuff, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But everybody looks so beautiful. They look amazing. They look like they all needed to be going down prom runway.
I like it too that their dresses aren't revealing like how we've seen some that are just totally see-through. Like these dresses are fabulous.
Yes, they are. And I mean their photo games, okay, are fabulous too. The way they posing, and they got some attitude and some confidence. But we definitely applaud you guys. You guys look amazing. So, Mimi, what about your friends?
Girl, what are you? Now, you're not my friend, you're my sister. You know what I'm saying? So it's like friends. Let me define friends first and foremost for those who may not know what the definition is. A person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Pause. Mutual affection.
Yes, give and take, not just take.
Exactly. Because I've seen it oh so often, and personally, is that you can give to other people, and you pour into them, and they're not pouring back into you.
Yes.
Recently experienced that in February. You know, I was going through what I was going through, and it's like I was still being the one, you know, reaching out, and I'm like, hold up, this is backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is back. I'm reaching out to people like, hey, you know, I really need to talk to you. I really want you to pray with me. Like, and I didn't get any responses. So, you know, I I know what the saying is, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And I've done that, and I didn't get that in return. So I'm done. Like, you have to love people from afar, because if I'm pouring into you and you're not pouring into me, it's a problem. It's a problem because it's unfair. You know, I love you still the same. I still love you the same. And I know everyone is going through things, and sometimes we all go through things at the same time. But I have always been the person that send a text first. I've always been a person who makes a phone call first. Or when you need me, I'm like, okay, where we going? What do you need me to do? I'm here. Front line.
Exactly.
And I don't get that return. So I'm like, hold up, pause. Let me take a step back and just go where the love is. I'm going where the energy is, the positive energy is. Because, like I said, I'm not going to keep pouring into your cup, and my cup is totally empty, and you're not into mine. I can't do that. I'll still love you, like I said, from afar, but I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Yes. And unfortunately, you know, people get caught into this whole, you know, because you are always there for somebody, you're always so strong. Whenever somebody needs you, you're always the one that they go to. So they just look at you like you're this rock that can't crumble, that can't get cracks in it, that can't break. And then you turn around and you need them and they not there. And then what you is like, yo, every time you need me, I'm there for you. But how come when I need you, you're not there? Oh, you're strong. You'll be okay.
Check on your strong friends.
Just because your friends are strong doesn't mean that they don't need people sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if you're constantly carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, your back is going to break. Sometimes they need some of that weight taken off of them as well. That's why I teach my babies, like, okay, yes, be kind to others all the time, but do not give somebody more than they are giving you. If they can't meet you halfway, then you meet them there halfway. So if they only give you 20%, then you meet them halfway at 20%. Don't sit there and give them 80% and they're giving you 20. If they're giving you 20, then you give 22. You know what I'm saying? Don't give more than you are getting in return, because ultimately all you're going to do is get hurt. All you're going to do is be disappointed. And then you're going to be like, why did they do this to me? I'm so good to them. I'm always doing everything for them. What you have to understand also is this world is full of narcissistic people and empathetic people. Narcissistic people are literally incapable of loving and caring the way an empathetic person does. They think that they are caring. They think that they are being a good friend. But realistically, they do not have the ability to care and love the same way an empathetic person does. So an empathetic person, because they're empathetic, they still want to be a good, devoted, loving friend, but then they're drained, and nobody's putting the energy back into them, and they're constantly giving and giving and giving to the point where they're just so low and so drained that one day they just feel like fuck everybody. You know what I mean? Because they want to be by themselves. They have to cut everybody off. My circle is so small, it's non-existent. Okay? And that's what I had to do, because unfortunately, it was hard for me to stop caring about people. That is something that it's very hard for me to just say F you. So I literally have to just be by myself to protect my energy, because I've been hurt my whole life.
Yep.
And it's very sad, because you can tell these people what they're doing to you and they'll just be like, oh, whatever, shrug it off. You know I love you, girl. And then go back to just caring about hear from them when they need something.
Yep.
The classic empath and narcissistic toxic relationship.
Yep. So it's just, it's not just us that goes through things like that. It's like my daughter, she was going through the same thing and is going through the same thing. Like when her father passed, when somebody passes away, that's when everybody comes together like, oh, we're going to be here for you. If you need us, call. If you did this, that, and the third. But their children. Like, it's not just her, it's her and her sisters, but their children. You can't depend on children to call you. You have to call the children. They're children.
Right.
They're not thinking about, they do, have their moments where they're like, well, damn, what about me? I'm still here. So, I let her know, like, don't put your faith in people because they will disappoint you.
Yes.
So, I got you. Like, we got you. Your village got you. But, people are going to be people, and people will always be peopling. So, you just have to make the best of what you have. But I want people to know, like, you don't have to overexert yourself to please your friends when they're not doing the same for you. I'm not telling you to just cut them off and just be mean and nasty.
Right.
That's not what I'm. Just don't give your all to them, and then you're left feeling empty. You're left with nothing because you've given it all to someone else. So, if you're a friend and you consider yourself a friend, be a friend. Be a friend. The definition is supposed to be mutual.
Right.
It's not just you, and it's not just me. It's supposed to be us. So just be careful using that word. You can say associates instead of the word friend, because if you're somebody's friend, that person is expecting you to be a friend. But, I have more sisters than I have friends. So, I love my sisters.
But yes, again, don't feel that you can change these people. Don't feel that you can love them so much that they're going to see you more and want to care for you the same way that you care for them. It's just wasted energy, and you're just going to be hurt by whether it's somebody in a relationship or a friendship. Either way, if there is any way you can learn to guard yourself but still care, that is a very hard thing for an empath to learn, to put a guard up and still be caring at the same time. But you have to really learn how to protect yourself, protect your energy, because at the end of the day, you only get one. Well, you don't only get one life, but you're only going to remember this life once. And life is too short. You cannot spend your life being depressed and sad because of what people are doing. No, don't allow yourself to be miserable because of people. You got to be happy and do what you got to do for yourself. And if that means you need to put some of your friends or even family, because don't get it twisted, just because they're blood don't mean you are obligated to these people. You might have been born into a family, but it doesn't make you obligated to these people. If the person is hindering your growth, if they are messing with your energy, if they are bringing you down, then separate yourself. It doesn't mean you have to stop caring about your relative, but separate yourself and protect your own energy and be happy. Find all the happiness you can find in this life.
Right. I agree. I agree, because that's what it's about, happiness, because you can easily lose yourself.
Right. And
I'm not going back to the dark place for anybody. Like, I'm not doing that.
And then people gonna have you asking, why me? Is there something wrong with me? Why does this always happen to me? It's not something wrong with you. Okay? It's that people are incapable of caring the same way that you do. So despite how good you are, they still treat you like crap because they don't even know they're treating you like crap. They think they're treating you just fine. And really all they care about is themselves because they're narcissistic and that's all they know how to do. And there are even some people who are borderline narcissistic and empath at the same time and are still selfish. All right. So just protect your energy and don't give more than you are getting. Don't give more than you are getting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And if you go, like I said, if you're going to be a friend, come through like a friend. Mm-hmm. You know, like you're going to be, somebody told me this the other day that family, so they separated. They said, yes, they're relatives, but that doesn't make them family.
Right.
That is so true. That is so true because you and I, we're family.
Right.
People.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. But yes, y'all, we just wanted to talk to you about this. And again, if you are somebody who knows you have this ride or die person, you might not think about it. It might not click to you, but I'm going to let you know right now. They notice and they care even if they don't say anything if you don't check on them. If you catch yourself only calling somebody when something is wrong with you and always pouring your problems and draining somebody and putting all your negativity on them, and you don't ever really get anything from them, you're noticing that they don't ever come to you when they need you. Take your time and please check on that person from time to time. Let them know that you actually care about them and you're not just using them. Try to make a conscious effort to be an equal friend, a mutual relationship, not just taking, giving and receiving. Okay? We all, this is something that a lot of people need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not too late until, that person, because a lot of times when an empath gives up on you, for good, that the door is closed. They ain't coming back. So before you lose that good friend, try to give them back what they're giving you.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, ma'am. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we are going to be talking about our word on the streets. Y'all stay tuned.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby,
Just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough.
And we are back with our word on the street. So the first story, what's her name again? Coco the doll, right? So apparently Coco the doll was recently found shot to death in Atlanta, and the cops still do not have any suspects. Let's check out that clip.
Documentary star Coco the doll was found dead in Atlanta on Tuesday. She was 35 years old. The Atlanta Police Department reported that the rapper was found with a gunshot wound in southwest Atlanta shortly before 11 p.m. and was then pronounced dead at the scene. On 4/18/23, around 10:42 p.m., officers responded to 2457 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive Southwest in reference to a person shot. Upon arrival, officers located a female victim with an apparent gunshot wound. She was not alert, conscious, or breathing, and pronounced deceased on scene by AFR. Homicide investigators responded to the scene and are working to determine the circumstances surrounding the incident. Coco, whose real name was Rashida Williams, was a prominent transgender woman featured in the award-winning documentary Kokomo City, which premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January. After hearing the tragic news of Coco's passing, the Sundance Film Festival honored the documentary star on Twitter, tweeting, "We are saddened to hear about the death of Rashida Williams, aka Coco the doll. We were honored to have her at the festival this year with Kokomo City, where she reminded Black trans women, quote, 'We can do anything. We can be whatever we want to be.' It is a tragic loss."
First, we would like to send our prayers and condolences to Rashida's family. Her family and friends know her as Rashida Williams. And this is so sad. So Coco was one of Atlanta's finest and most loving transgender women. She had a heart of gold and spread nothing but love and light, said an online fundraiser. So she's the beloved member of the Atlanta LGBTQ plus community and the star of the transgender documentary Kokomo City. Wow, she was 35 years old. This happened on April 18th. And then they don't have any leads as to what happened. They just found her shot to death. And it's so unfortunate because it's like you would think that every corner they would have like cameras or something to show, outside of their businesses, so you've been able to see, what is going on. This is a tragic moment. And also they said this is a tragic moment for our family. We lost a beautiful soul to a senseless murder. The online fundraiser read, Coco was one of Atlanta's finest and most loving transgender women. And, her family and friends are asking, if you know anything, contact the police. This is just, you're starting to see this more and more. It's happening.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's giving hate crime. It's giving hate crime. But it's wrong. It's like, you don't have to agree with somebody's lifestyle. It's really none of your business. If you don't like it, stop paying attention. If you don't like it, go on about your business. You making it your business by hating them. Nobody told you you had to even involve yourself in somebody else's private life. You know what I'm saying? If I don't like something, I'm going to turn it off. If I don't like a song, I'm going to change the station. If I don't like what I'm seeing on social media, I'm going to scroll to the next thing. Nobody told you you had to sit there and involve your little self into somebody else's business. If you feel that it's wrong and immoral and you feel they're going to go to hell, that ain't you. You ain't got to worry about it. Whatever your opinion is, it's not your life. And who gives you the right to take somebody's life because you don't agree with how they're living theirs? This is horrible.
She's still a person at the end of the day, regardless of what her gender is. She's still a person. That's somebody's child.
It's that, that it is very sad because this world is not like, we ain't learning nothing. We are not learning anything. Like, all these years of hating, whether it's a race, it's like you always have to have a reason to hate somebody. The color of their skin, where they come from, what their sexual orientation is, like what their religious beliefs are. Why can't we just all mind our own business? We can all coexist just fine.
Right. The world is big enough for all of us to fit in.
Exactly.
Not for everybody to have their own individual space somewhere else. It's really sad, and it's really unfortunate that these hate crimes continue to happen within the LGBTQ community as well as other communities. I mean, it's this crime is just out of control.
Well, all right. So our next story here. This one is a little bit light. This is just letting y'all know that tonight on FX and Hulu begins a 5-part series called Dear Mama about Tupac and his mother's influence in all of his music and things like that. We're going to go ahead and play a clip about the show, and it has a couple of clips from the actual show itself. Take a look.
All right, now, though, let's turn to Tupac Shakur. Tomorrow comes the new 5-part Hulu docuseries, Dear Mama, that examines his relationship with his mother, Afeni. The show is, of course, titled after his 1995 hit. In 96, though, Tupac was tragically killed following a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. But weeks before that tragic passing, we sat down with Tupac for what would have been one of his final interviews.
I can act. No one alive, I think, with sanity has as much life experience to draw from. Where I used to just like look up to Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, it was because of their intensity. But they couldn't touch me with intensity. Neither one of them have been shot 5 times. Neither one of them have been to jail.
Tupac was referring to when he was shot 5 times and robbed in the lobby of a New York City recording studio. Remarkably, he lived to tell us about it in this lost interview that took place on August 21st, 1996. Eerily, it was just 2 weeks before Tupac was fatally gunned down in what many say was an act of gang violence. We were on the set of his film Gang Related, where he and Jim Belushi starred as corrupt cops in this crime thriller.
It's the last time, Frank. It's the last time we kill somebody.
But we also saw a lighter side of Tupac on set, like when he and Jim sang Frank Sinatra songs together.
You see this? Fly me to the moon. This is it.
I will sing.
Nah, let me play among the stars.
It's been estimated Tupac has sold over 125 million records worldwide, but you may not remember how accomplished of an actor he was. Then 25, Tupac told us about the moment his mother Afeni realized how far he'd come after he told her James Earl Jones was one of his co-stars in Gang Related.
I never tell her who I'm working with, but that one was one I felt like she would feel like, oh, you're for real. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just out there, you really doing something.
In Dear Mama, we see how Afeni shaped Tupac into one of the most influential artists in pop culture through the lens of rare interviews, including this one with a 17-year-old Tupac.
My mother taught me to analyze society and not be quiet. My mother was a Black Panther, and she was really involved in the movement.
My mama was a crack addict. I ended up in Baltimore on welfare with no lights on in high school.
Afeni, who passed away in 2016, tells the story of their complicated relationship through voice recordings.
It was my responsibility to teach Tupac how to survive his reality. I've spent a great deal of my own life in prison. I never wanted it to happen to my son.
Despite his extensive struggles with the law, there's no denying Tupac made a positive impact by speaking out for the Black community.
My mother never let me forget my history, hoping I was set free. Chains that were put on me.
No one could come close to my creativity, how much material I put on the streets, or anything like that.
At the time of his death, Tupac's life was at an all-time high. He was in a serious relationship with Kidada Jones, and he was also looking forward to the future professionally, as we saw when we were on the set of Gridlocked, another film he made just weeks before he was killed.
What's up next for you after this project?
Forward, up, faster, bigger, taller. I got things that's in front of me, but I won't know till I step in it.
Dear Mama, the saga of Afeni and Tupac Shakur is out tomorrow on FX and streaming on Hulu.
I cannot wait to watch this.
Girl, you and me both.
Yes, and it's like one thing that is true, there is no stronger love than the love that a mother has for their child or children. So just a rundown real quick from Alan Hughes, the award-winning director of critically acclaimed The Defiant Ones, comes FX Dear Mama, a deeply personal 5-part series that defies the conventions of traditional documentary storytelling to share an illuminating saga of mother and son Afeni and Tupac Shakur. Afeni Shakur was a revolutionary, an intellect and a voice for the people. She became a feminist darling of the 1970s, a female leader in the movement amidst the macho milieu of the Black Panther Party. Tupac was a rapper and a poet, a political visionary, a philosopher who became known as one of the greatest rap artists of all time. In addition to becoming a global sex symbol and media favorite for his outspoken and sometimes outrageous antics, he would eventually become the poster child for modern Black activism. Their story chronicles the possibilities and contradictions of the United States from a time of revolutionary fervor to hip-hop culture's most unstainous decade. So, Dear Mama is both an audio and visual experience. And then it just goes on to say Tupac's timeless message is undeniable as beats evaporate into soundscapes and his lyrics reveal to be the mantras of passion and politics.
Yes, I'm just gonna leave it there because we gonna remember Tupac, so I'm just gonna save it off of them because I could go on from what you talking about. Because yes, okay, that's all I gotta say is yes. I know he's gone, but he still do something to me. I'm sorry.
Yes,
it's sad. He's gone, but he still do something to me. Woo!
I'm not gonna say nothing else. We just gonna wait till June.
Yes. Yeah. But we are gonna go right, and I'm definitely checking it out. Make sure you guys check it out. Again, that's on Hulu and FX. Okay, so it's gonna be good, y'all. But again, we are about to go right into our other breaking news. Let's see what is going on since yesterday. We don't have as much today. So 17-year-old Dink Pate, a 5-star recruit in 2024, has signed a 2-year deal with G League Ignite. The high school grad becomes the youngest known American professional basketball player in history. So congratulations. But I'm just going to say I hope he still goes to college, okay? Because even though you can do it, don't mean you shouldn't still get that education, because you don't play basketball forever. That is actually something that you retire early, and you never know if you have an injury, y'all. So all you ballers out there, please do not rely on sports as your sole, what's going to get you out and get you the things you need. Always have a backup plan. Always go to college so you have something to fall back on. God forbid anything happens, okay? But congratulations to him for making history. All right, so a son gets life in prison for hiring a hitman to kill dad over real estate empire. That's fucked up. That's how greedy people are. They gonna kill their own parents to get the money. Can't he just wait till he inherit it? Anyway, 600-pound satellite plummets towards the earth. We have a 1 in 2,467 chance of it hitting humans, y'all. So that's not good news. Okay. So
scary.
Hey, if y'all see something flying in the sky, if you can get out of the way of whatever it is, do it, all right? Y'all see a light in the sky, make sure you know where that thing is falling so you can try to get out the way. And just so y'all know, if you ever see something fall out the sky, don't be running around like crazy, because you might just run right into it. Actually look and see where it's falling to make sure you ain't running right under it, because that's what people do. People just run like crazy, but they might run right underneath it. That's just like a baseball player. When a baseball player catches a pop ball, you don't see him running around like crazy, right? You see him sit there and wait till it almost hits him to know where to go to catch it. Same thing. If anything is ever falling out the sky, wait till it's almost there, then dodge it. If it's small enough, because if it's big, you ain't outrunning it, unfortunately. So
that's gonna be the first thing they do before they start running. They're gonna take out their phones to be able to record it.
Right? They gonna post it on social media. I went out viral.
Right. It was crazy.
But no, realistically, hopefully that thing ain't gonna hit nobody. Okay, so let's just put that in the universe. It's not gonna hit the earth. All right, Universal Music. Huh?
It passed us by because that was supposed to happen on the 19th.
Really? Because I just got there yesterday.
No, but it says right here.
Well, good. It passed, y'all. We good.
Yes.
Whatever news I got that from was late on there. So good thing, because we too late if it would have happened. So Universal Music Group has responded to a viral AI generated song by Drake and The Weeknd, calling it fraud and telling streaming platforms to ban it. We mentioned this yesterday. So they ain't happy about all these AIs sounding like, celebrities, and that stuff is kind of creepy. That Rihanna one sounds just like Rihanna, okay?
It is. Nobody else was saying anything. You didn't hear Riri say anything about banning it, but Drake, he wants you to ban it. Like, everybody's supposed to bow down and just honor what he wants.
I ain't got nothing for that man.
About it?
Yeah, I don't got nothing for him at all. So I'm not surprised he the one that got a problem with it. But yes, it is creepy though. It is creepy. And I would feel a little threatened if I was a celebrity too. Okay, Chicago man arrested for robbing the same store 11 times in 5 months. What the hell is wrong with these people? Okay, come on now. I guess he feel like I got away with it 10 times. I might as well try one more. Well, he tried one too many times, okay? And they caught him. Ooh, child. All right, so this one is a horrible situation. I'm going to put this bigger. All right, it says, imagine being 20 years old and pregnant with your first baby to find out that you're HIV positive and your husband is sleeping with your dad. A woman says she found out her baby's father gave her HIV and was also sleeping with her father while they were married. This is definitely a horrible and sad situation.
So the best thing out of it is that the baby doesn't have it. That's good. The best thing out of the situation. But I hope that and pray that her baby dad husband, whatever he is to her now, and her father go get her
stepdaddy.
Yeah, so he won't so they won't be passing this all around. Like I hope that's not going to be the case. Like we've seen in other cases where they just give it to everybody. Like no,
yes,
please.
Yes, because obviously that's something that people are just doing. You know what I mean? They just, so be it. You know, like I said, I really feel like some people stupid enough to think, oh, it's only HIV. That don't mean that you gonna give the person only AIDS. They might get AIDS right away. And HIV still can turn into AIDS. Come on now, y'all. Y'all gotta be safe and responsible. It's not fair. All right, so yesterday we were talking about all these people who are being killed doing something on accident. I wouldn't say the wrong thing, doing something on accident. Well, these Texas cheerleaders were shot after they got into the wrong car after practice. So the cheerleaders were in a carpool lane after practice, and the car looked just like one of the cheerleaders' cars. So they were just getting into what she thought was her homegirl's car, and it ended up being somebody else's car, and there was a man in the car, and he shot both the girls and ran, and unfortunately one of the girls did lose her life. And you know what, this story is scary, because the other day me and my son were out, and I went to a car, and I'm trying to unlock the car, and it's not unlocking, and I'm looking, I'm like, who put that in my back seat? Like, which one of y'all left that in my back seat? And I could not figure out why my car was not opening. And then it finally clicked to me, oh snap, this is not my car. And I was thinking to myself, man, we could have got shot just now. And I'm like, and the fact of the matter is, it's true. Me and my son could have got shot that day, because somebody might have thought we was trying to rob their car. And literally, it was like their car's here, then there was this big truck, and then my car's on the other side. So it was pretty much where I parked. I had, and it was the exact same car. So,
yeah, just pay attention.
And I was like, oh my God, we could have just got shot. But you know what? The sad part about it is, we really could have got shot over some mess like that. Like, that's crazy. And so when this happened, I'm just like, damn, that could have happened to us just that easy. That's all it takes nowadays.
Right. And we want to send our prayers and condolences to her family, and also we are praying that Peyton will have a successful recovery.
Yes. All right, so TikTok's viral Benadryl challenge took a life of another teen who overdosed after trying to experience hallucinations. Another teen. You got something more to say about this one?
Stop doing all these daggone challenges. Seriously. Like, everything you see, you do not have to repeat everything that you see. You don't have to do it. This is crazy. This is crazy, because this could lead. Oh gosh, I just hate challenges like this. Like, I don't like this.
Every time y'all see one of these challenges on social media, you also see on social media and every other outlet of media somebody dying from these challenges. Why y'all don't learn your friggin' lesson? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it is the victim's fault. I'm sorry, but it's sad that they're gone, but y'all are just being stupid.
Yes.
What kind of teenager don't know that you're not supposed to take a bottle of friggin' pills? And realist, like, what? Yeah, you're gonna hallucinate to death. Yeah, right before you die, you about to start hallucinating. And it says another teenager. That means there's more than one. out there
there's been
dying.
multiple ones. And it's just like, when are you going to stop? Like, when are you going to wake up and stop? Because it was a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old that lost their lives, and it's been multiple other teenagers that have been hospitalized. But what they're failing to realize is when you take a lot of Benadryl, it goes throughout your system. It shuts down your nervous system and your cardiovascular system. It's not just something that's just going to make you sleepy. No, it is causing your organs to fail. That means shut down, stop. They no longer work. And that includes your brain as well. Stop doing these challenges because you think it's cool. It's not cool. It's not. It's stupid. It is really stupid.
Every day I read this thing, it makes me think like, okay, do I need to go back and talk to my kid? Because, like, you know, you be thinking your kid ain't that stupid, right? Like, this is a 15-year-old boy. You would think that a 15-year-old boy is smart enough to not do something about that. But obviously, maybe we need to, I just want to make sure you know.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So parents, don't be like, oh, my child will never do nothing like that. Because I'm sure these parents thought their child would never do nothing stupid like that either. So when y'all see these things going on, make sure you go back and talk to your kids. Look, there's this new thing going on social media. People are doing this. I want you to know people are dying. And just so parents, educate your children, please. Yeah. So they don't make the same mistake over what? Oh my God, it makes me so mad. All right, so on Sunday, a Dighton resident found a folded $1 bill in their yard. When they opened it, they found meth. So sheriffs are warning people about finding balled up money and stuff like that. It can, you know, nowadays you find anything just lying around and stuff. It's like they putting fentanyl on stuff. They putting all kind of drugs. This is what traffickers are doing now. It's a big thing right now. Don't just pick something up. And if you do pick something up, don't do it with your hands. And unfortunately, if there's enough fentanyl in there and you get a puff in the air, it's still gonna knock you out. Okay, because it's powder. They can put it in a powder form. So if you open up something like this and it goes, okay, so you might not even have to touch it directly. But if you really feel the need to sit there and touch something, do not do it with your hands. And if it's money, you better wash that thing as soon as you get home. Do not touch it until you have washed it. Like, I have to say, like, start carrying gloves around if you know what I'm saying? Because if I saw $100 bills on the ground, I might have to take my chances. But we gonna make sure we put that thing in a bag. We gonna touch it, but we ain't touching it with our hands. And when I come home, I'm about to put a mask on and wash that thing before I open it. So, hey, do what you got to do. You might feel silly doing all that stuff. But, hey, nowadays you need to do what you got to do. For real. It's too much. It's too much.
Well, too, when you're taking your babies to the playground or when they're playing outside as well, teach your children now not to pick up things. I don't care if it's shiny, if it's glitter on it. Yes. Just teach them now, don't pick up anything. And you have to remind them as well. Like, if you lose your hair bow, don't search through the grass for it. You can always get another hair bow. You can always get another G.I. Joe man or whatever, because it's so dangerous. It is so dangerous. And I, too, feel like when you're traveling, when women or men, when you're traveling alone, make sure you do have gloves in your car, because if you go to touch your door handle and there's something on it and you pass out, you're by yourself. No one is going to know, where you are, what has happened. So, yes, please keep plastic disposable gloves in your car.
It's very, very unfortunate. All right, so since Zay Reed was killed 6 months ago and his admitted killer remains free, eyewitnesses immediately identified the shooter to a T, according to 911 calls obtained through public records. Now, his admitted killer, so somebody admitted to killing this baby, and for some reason they're still free. Now, this is something that really needs to be put out there. The same way that we did with Ralph Yarl, we need to black this boy up too. We need to start calling their, public defender or prosecutor, excuse me, the DA, there you go, and calling all of them and find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So anybody start spreading awareness or post it, whatever you got to do. I think I'm gonna post it on our social medias as well. Something ain't right if somebody admits to killing this young man and an eyewitness identified the shooter to a T.
Shonda is frozen.
And there is still no nobody getting arrested. So,
and it's really sad because it was his neighbor. Like, it was his neighbor, Craig Butler, a 36-year-old white man. And it's been declared a homicide. I mean, he was shot twice. He shot him twice.
Yeah.
Shot him twice, a fatal wound to the chest. And people that were out there saying, you know, the guy, Sensei, did not have a weapon. He didn't have anything on him.
Mm-hmm.
He was trial.
It's disgusting.
Justice, because this is ridiculous. Why is this man walking around so he can shoot somebody else's child?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to post that because we need to start calling about this and start pressing the situation because this don't even make no sense.
Right, and the community, real quick, the community was Wedgewood Village Apartments in Columbus, Ohio. Wedgewood Village Apartments. So be careful. You know, if you have children and yourself, be careful in that complex.
Yes. All right, so man wakes up to his beloved bulldog chewing his toe to the bone. Oh, it's so horrible, all these dang situations where your precious animal who's your best friend end up doing something like this because sometimes they don't be doing things maliciously.
Yeah.
But what do? You know, like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If your dog biting off your face like that one woman, you can't keep that dog. But who gonna take a dog after they bit somebody's face off? So unfortunately,
that though? If he gnawed it to the bone, how did he not? He sleeps.
Right? He must have been on some kind of drug. You know what? He probably was on some kind of drug, and that dog was trying to wake his butt up. That dog thought he was dead or something because ain't no way you can chew that much off and not wake up. He woke up to him. It was almost to the bone. Like, come on, that's a lot of chewing. I'd have woke up where he just bit it once or licked it. I would have been awake. So
exactly. Oh my goodness.
That dog was trying to save that man's life. He was trying to give it painful stimuli to wake him up.
That could be possible.
Or he thought he was dead and he wasn't gonna get no food, so he might have, because you know that animals will eat you if you pass away. It's what they do. All right, so girl 6 years old and her parents shot by neighbor after basketball rolls into his yard. Here we go again with just some unnecessary violence. A basketball rolled into his yard, so he gonna shoot them? The hell?
And it's crazy because it's very sad. I mean, we've seen a lot of people that have been shot lately going into other people's yards. So at this point, anything goes in somebody else's yard, let it stay there. Replace it, because your life is not replaceable. Whatever's in that yard is replaceable.
I'm telling you, we can't do nothing no more.
Nope.
We gotta tell our kids, okay, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, don't speak, don't look at nobody, don't sneeze around nobody, don't even say hi to nobody, don't watch how you look at somebody. Oh my goodness. Yep. Just all kind of stuff. Don't let your toys run in their yard. Oh well, you better don't ring the wrong door, but you better check that address 300, 400, 500 times. Like this, it's just too much.
You can't get lost and turn around in somebody's driveway. And it's like, that's normally what people do. If there's no intersection to turn around at, you turn around in somebody's yard. But that's not even safe to do. So if y'all going to the wrong place, I guess y'all just want to back up on the street.
Y'all better find a safe place to turn around. Keep driving until you find a safe place to turn around. All right, so Nick Cannon's silly butt. Nick Cannon claims that he's got super sperm. that beats birth control. He said, I'm going to be honest, I got some super sperm or something because I've practiced birth control and people still got pregnant. So he trying to blame his 12 kids on some dang super sperm that can penetrate condoms and birth control don't work.
He never said condoms though. He said birth control.
He said, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like whatever kind of birth control he talking about, he practiced. It don't work. Oh.
We not playing with you, Nick.
I know. My goodness. He was already talking about 13 kids. I ain't even trying to hear that. All right, so a 3-year-old boy is unfortunately dead after a monkey pushed a boulder off of a roof. And I'm like wondering, was the monkey trying to kill the baby? Because, monkeys are kind of smart.
Yeah, they're very smart.
So I wonder if this was like monkey murder. Like, did the monkey really murder that boy? Like, I'm going to show you. You was pinching me the other day. Or something like that. That's just crazy. But, I mean, it's sad.
Because, I've seen videos where monkeys they went into this house and picked up a baby and drugged the baby outside. And then they took the dog. So monkeys. Monkeys and stop playing with them.
Yeah, they be thinking they so cute. So they mess around and turn into Caesar and try to organize and start killing people. No!
Those are one of my favorite animals, but I do not want one. I don't want one.
Nah. Nope. Cat Williams had a little baby monkey on his Instagram the other day. It was so cute, but I'm like, with his little diaper. I ain't messing with them things. He gonna mess around and get mad at you because you forgot to give him a banana one day.
Take your whole face off.
Yes. All right, so former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter, convicted in the Dante Wright death, is going to be freed from prison. They don't ever. Yeah.
He killed somebody and she getting out.
Yes, right? Exactly. 70 years for spitting, but she can kill somebody and we gonna just slap her on the wrist. We just gonna make it look like we did something.
Right.
All right, molestation note found at Maine home where a man allegedly killed his parents and 2 others. So the man is claiming that he did all this because he was molested. They found a note left behind, and I'm assuming that the man was intentionally going to kill himself after he killed everybody. So he left a note behind saying that he was molested and yada, yada, yada. But, molestation don't mean you go killing everybody. I mean, but hey. The serving video shows a school bus driver intentionally slamming on the brakes to teach kids lesson. Okay, now, what kind of lesson you going to teach them? Whiplash? Are you going to pay for my child's chiropractor when you friggin' hurt their neck and all kind of, or if they hit the dang seat too hard and they, you know what I'm saying? That's just stupid. Not to mention, what if you caused a whole car accident because you slamming on the brakes in the middle of the street and the car behind you isn't prepared? Like, yeah, I'm glad they caught it on camera so they can fire that dumbass bus driver. If you don't have patience, you don't need to be around children. All right? That's why I'm not a teacher. Hey, I know better. All right, Michigan woman arrested after a fetus found on a sidewalk. Okay, again, there are right ways to do things, y'all. And I don't know if it says fetus, so it sounds to me like it's not alive because they probably would have said baby. So I don't know the situation, but y'all, there are right ways. If you can't take care of your children, there are right ways to do things. You don't have to kill your babies. You don't just have to leave them any and everywhere till they die. So, All right, 32-year-old Daniel Epstein says she is running the London Marathon on Sunday in honor of her ex-boyfriend after leaving him because his cancer battle was damaging her mental health. Oh, this man looks so...
That's unfortunate because I'm pretty sure I haven't, dealt with anyone directly that has cancer, but I'm pretty sure it was hard for her to accept it and be able to help him probably. I mean, I can see it messing with your mental health.
Looking at that picture though, like obviously, because like he had some sort of brain cancer because he has the bandage on his head. He has one of his eyes looks bruised like he can't open it, and then he has facial drooping, so that either means he had nerve damage or he had a stroke. So obviously this man has some serious issues going on, and I don't even know if he's still alive. They didn't say whether or not he survived the cancer. But y'all, come on now. Sometimes, like you need to think about what the person is going through. I understand that it could be hard on you, but find outlets. You know what I'm saying? Go meditate, go yoga, go do something so you could release all the stress of taking care of that person. But just think about what would happen if you were that person. You would not want somebody to leave you all alone while you are dying. Looks like this man was dying, or at least going through the worst battle of your life. So I'm not saying
she could go to therapy.
Yeah.
And still been able to help him, or try to find a caretaker that can come in and assist her.
Right.
Something.
There are things you can do. And yes, she has a right to live her life. But I mean, come on, y'all. Be human. Like, be compassionate. And this is a situation, it's like do unto others. This is one of them do unto other situations. Okay, so especially if that's the reason why you not with him. The reason you not with him is because he got cancer and now you too stressed. Oh, child. There's some selfish people. That's that narcissistic person right there. All right, so this is a horrible situation. A wrongly convicted men, Dupree Glass and Juan Rayford, served 17 years for attempted murder, and they are declared innocent. They found out that they did not do it. So now the state is required to pay them $140 for every day they spent behind bars, which is about almost $1 million. Not enough, which is not enough. They're not even getting $1 million. They should get several millions. It's not enough for 17 years. They should get $1 million for every year. How about that? $1 million for every year that they was in jail. Cause $140 per day equaling $900,000 is not enough for 17 years in prison as a murderer. Ain't no telling what happened to them when they was in prison. 17 years, that's a lifetime. Oh my God. That's it. I would be like insulted. Of course you're gonna take the money, but I'm gonna be insulted. You try to tell me that I'm only getting $900,000 for that.
Terrible.
All right, so this story right here, Tesla autopilot didn't fail in the crash case, and California jury finds. So basically, Justine Sue, a resident of Los Angeles, sued the electric vehicle maker in 2020, saying that her Tesla Model S swerved into the curb while it was on autopilot. Then an airbag was deployed so violently it fractured the plaintiff's jaw. It knocked out her teeth and caused nerve damage to her face. She alleged there was a defect in the design of the autopilot and the airbag and sought more than $3 million in damages for the alleged defects and other claims. The Tesla denied the liability of the 2019 accident. It said in court filing that Sue had used autopilot on city streets despite Tesla user manual warning against doing so. No, that's not good enough for me. Okay, like just the other day, last weekend, those two babies died after prom. And they were using auto drive as well, autopilot as well. And I really feel like this auto drive thing is very dangerous. It's not okay.
Yes. Yes, and I think it's up to the car dealership. The salesperson should let people know they need to. So when you're selling a car, I feel as though you should know every detail about that car.
Yes.
As much as you're looking to buy it, you need to know about that car. So because we all know when we get the manual, what do? We put it right in the glove department.
Right.
Like, oh my God, I can't get my GPS to work, or I can't get the radio right.
Right.
So, think about stuff like that. Some people may and others may not. But I think that the car salesman, it's their responsibility to tell you when it's something like that.
Yes, if it's that important that you can lose your life, or even if you just get into an accident, they need to tell you when you are buying all the things that you need to know. It needs to be more than just, oh, it's in this book somewhere. Make sure you read this novel. No. And I mean, like, y'all, this auto driving stuff is not, it might sound cool, but computers glitch, computers malfunction. How many times your computer shut down? Shoot, my computer been glitching this whole dang podcast, okay? Luckily, we're still on here, okay? And if that was a dang car, we would have been messed up. And what about that Google Maps car that ran over that man? They got them automated Google Maps. So when y'all do the Google World, where you can zoom in and see like the street, it's a car that goes around and takes a video of all these streets, so you could do that Google World and go anywhere in the world and zoom in and see. Well, one of them things ran right over somebody. And then, it's not funny, but it's like you could see what the computer was thinking. Because then the car like stopped for a second. It looked around like, what was that? And then it just kept driving. Oh well, wait a minute, did I hit something? What was going on? And then it kept driving. So y'all, I would behoove you to just stay clear of these autopilot situations, all right? Because there's too many people getting into accident and losing their lives because this autopilot thing has become an all new top 10 way to die in a car. It's on the list now of ways to die in a car.
You want to get somewhere safe. Why are you depending on a computer to get you there safely?
No, sir, no, ma'am.
Computers glitch all the time. Technology always glitches. So just think, I'm in this car. It's a possibility that it will glitch, and instead of me going in drive, I could be going in reverse.
Right.
Or something like, people stop putting your faith in all these things.
But that is our news for today. When we come back, we are going to be remembering the great Prince Rogers Nelson. Stay tuned.
Incredible change happens in life when you decide to take control of what you do have power over, instead of worrying about what you don't. House of Healing Hands. Take control. Gain back your power.
Yesterday the sky was gray, but now I see such a beautiful ray.
On this day in 2016, The world lost one of its brightest lights, one of its most talented people to ever exist. I'm going to play this clip, but I know now more than likely, if you're watching this podcast later, you might not get to hear the actual song because more than likely I'm going to have to mute it or change the song due to copyright. I want to talk about the song really quickly. It's a song called Sometimes It Snows in April. Now, in the movie Under the Cherry Moon, Prince played a part of Christopher Tracy. And in that movie, Christopher Tracy dies at the end. He is shot by the father of the woman that he loved because the man was pretty much a bigot and Christopher Tracy was poor and she was rich. So he wrote this song called Sometimes It Snows in April, and it talks about the death of Christopher Tracy. Now, I used to always cry when he would die in the movie, and this song used to always make me so sad. But as you all know, today is April 21st, so Prince himself actually died in April, which put a whole new meaning to the words, Sometimes It Snows in April. This is Remembering the Greats, Prince Roger Nelson.
Prince was born on June 7th, 1958, and he transitioned on April 21st, 2016. He was commonly known as Prince and also as the artist. He was an American singer, songwriter, musician, record producer, the recipient of numerous awards and nominations. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest musicians of his generation. He was known for his flamboyant persona, his wide vocal range, which included his far-reached falsetto and high-pitched screams, and his skill as a multi-instrumentalist, often preferring to play all or most of the instruments on his recordings.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Prince produced his album himself, pioneering the Minneapolis sound. His music incorporated a wide variety of styles, including funk, R&B, rock, new wave, soul, synth pop, pop, jazz, and hip hop. Prince is awesome. He is awesome.
Yes, he was absolutely amazing. Prince came out the year that I was, Prince came out in 1978. Okay. I listened to Prince my whole entire life. He was 15 when he came out with his first album, which he did all the vocals and all the instruments. Prince was able to hit 8 different octaves. If y'all know anything, octaves are the different notes and ranges that you are able to hit, and most people can only hit about 5. So he was able to do all the different levels in all of his songs. He was literally a musical genius. He did not have to write down his music. He did not have to write down his words. He was able to compose full songs and symphonies in his head, just like it was either Mozart or Beethoven who can do that. And that was the only person that we really know on record besides Prince who was able to do that. So a lot of people want to say that people are musical geniuses, but Prince was literally a musical genius. When he was young, his teacher just put him in a room and allowed him to hone his skills because he was not teachable. Not because he wouldn't listen, but because there was nothing the teacher could teach him. He was a very humble man. He always paid homage to the people that inspired him. A lot of times when some of the greats that he, looked up to musically were retired, he would bring them back out of retirement and have them in concert with him, like Larry Graham, Maceo, and people who played with like James Brown. James Brown being one of his biggest influences. If y'all ever seen Prince dance, you know what I'm talking about. As well as Jimi Hendrix was another one of his biggest influences. But Prince literally was not only a very brilliant artist, he was an amazing soul. He was genuinely a pure light. He didn't even like for people to call themselves fans because he says that fans meant fanatic. He wanted people to call them his friends. And he was just so beautiful. If you ever got to see him in a concert, it was just such an amazing experience. I remember one time he asked the crowd, is it better to give or receive? And this one man said, receive. And he was like, okay. And then he went to the next guy. He was like, is it better to give or to receive? And the guy was like, give. He's like, so I had a friend that was supposed to come to the concert and I couldn't get them a ticket. Will you give up your seat for my friend? And the guy was like, yeah. And so he's like, just for that, come sit up on the stage. And he just like did stuff like that. He was just amazing all around. Prince also wrote so many hits for people and nobody even knew that Prince wrote them. Like, he wasn't doing it for any kind of credit. And one thing about Prince is if he wrote a song, it was a guaranteed hit. And sometimes the only hit that person had. And I have just a few that y'all might know and didn't even know that Prince wrote them. So y'all remember Sinead O'Connor, her one hit, Nothing Compares to You, Prince song. Kenny Rogers, You're My Love. The Bangles, It's Just Another Manic Monday. That's the only thing I ever heard from them people. Prince song. All right, Stevie Nicks, that song, Stand Back, Prince song. Okay, Sheryl Crow, Every Day is a Winding Road, Prince song. Alicia Keys, How Come You Don't Call Me? Shaka Khan, I Feel For You. Madonna, Love Song. Sheena Easton, Sugar Walls. The Time, Jungle Love. Cyndi Lauper, When You Were Mine. Patti LaBelle, Yo Mister. Martika, Love, Thy Will Be Done. Y'all remember Tevin Campbell, Round and Round. Kate Bush, Why Should I Love You? Vanity, Nasty Girl. Sheila E., Glamorous Life, and Love Bizarre. These are just some of the songs that Prince wrote, and they were all hits for that people. And again, some of them were the only hit that person had. And it's just, I can go on and go on and go on. I genuinely love Prince. And tonight we will remember Prince Roger Nelson, and nothing compares to him. And I think like he's one of them people that are just never going to be forgotten because he touched so many lives. He had this presence about him, this type of energy. Like one time Jamie Foxx was doing a stand-up, and he said Prince had that kind of energy that he would turn the straightest man into a girl just from being in their presence. That you could be all hard and you could be all hardcore, and then Prince comes up to you and says something with them eyes, and he said you turn it up. Oh, yes, Prince.
I remember that.
Yes. He just had that energy about him. A lot of people have tried to emulate, but none can ever duplicate. So I just, as y'all can tell, Prince is my favorite artist. So I definitely had to give much love for him tonight. And yeah, we will always remember you.
Yes, we will.
But that is our show for tonight. I'm glad I made it through that without crying, y'all.
Yes, without crying. It's one thing about Prince. I've never heard anything like bad about him.
No.
I've never heard anything.
I mean, there have been people who said that he was hard to work with, but it makes sense. Most perfectionists and most genius is if you have a creative vision, you want your vision to be executed exactly the way you envision it. And I understand that, and I'm not even like a creative genius, but just as a creative being, I know how frustrating it could be if you see something some way and people are not getting it right the way you want it. So they said that he worked, you know what I mean? He was somebody who will work you, and he wanted things to be just the way he envisioned them. So sometimes it was hard to work with him. But at the same time, everybody loved him. Despite how hard it may be to work with him, everybody loved him. So sometimes it will snow in April. But that is all for tonight. What you got for us, Mimi?
Thank you all so much. It was such a pleasure. Tonight was very fun and interesting. But remember to be kind. And if you're going to be a friend, be a friend. Don't be an associate, because it's two different things. Remember to be mutual. It's all about being mutual. You give and receive. You don't just take, and another person is not going to just keep giving. So be loving, be kind, be respectful, protect your children, protect your peace, protect yourself, pay attention to your surroundings at all times. Pay attention to your surroundings. That's the most important thing right now. There's so much going on in the world. Please pay attention to your surroundings.
Yes.
Yourself, remember to love yourself first, because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love another person properly. And that means as far as your children as well. You can't love them properly if you don't love yourself. So we just want you to enjoy life. Enjoy life. Be happy. As happy as you can be with what you have. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses to be happy. Be happy with what you have. Strive to get more. If that's what you need, you feel as though you need more, strive to get more. But be happy, be mindful of others, take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Your health is very important.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot express that enough. Pay attention to the signs. If you're feeling ill, please go to the doctor. Don't be one of those people who be like, okay, I'll wait, I'll go. And I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that because I know, look, I know Rashonda was going to get me. I am guilty of that. I am guilty of that. Don't be like me, because I know it's times that I probably should have went when my blood pressure was 3 numbers over 3 numbers, and I just sat in the house like, oh, I'm all right, girl. Head about to explode, but I'm all right. Don't be like me. Nope. When you have symptoms, please go to the doctor and get it checked out, because anything could be wrong. You have underlying issues that you may not even know exist. So please take care of yourself, take care of others, and be safe. And enjoy your weekend. And go out and get some of the sun. Get some of this vitamin D outside.
Yes, it's springtime, y'all. The earth is blooming again. Everything is coming back to life. So y'all need to get out there and enjoy that life, that sun. Get out of that recycled air.
Yes, and plant something in your garden. Go out there and make a garden. Go out there and plant something, anything, plant something. Well, not anything. Now, wait a minute. I mean it like that now. Don't go out there trying to be planting weed and stuff.
Hey, y'all can make a difference. There was that one couple who, part of the rainforest that was completely barren, and they went out of there and started planting trees. And how many years did it take? Not even
20.
that long.
I think it was 20 years. Was it 20?
Now that rainforest is restored, and all they did was plant some trees and let them grow. So y'all go out there and plant some life wherever you can. You know what I'm saying? If some places it's sanctioned and people won't let you plant stuff, but wherever you can, because plants are good for you. They clean the air, the oxygen. Get you some holy basil, because basil will clean the air in your house. Plants do a lot of good things for you, y'all. Y'all need to look it up. Get you some plants that will give some life back to you.
Yes. And that's a good idea. I'm going to plant some basil.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
I'm going to do that. But thank you all for joining us tonight. We love you all. Be safe.
And don't forget to please like, subscribe, and share. Help us get, I forgot to put the content. There you go. Help us get back into the algorithm. Okay, y'all? This is our contact information. Email us if you want to be on the show, or if you have anything that you would like for us to discuss or talk about, or if you are needing any kind of assistance, or if anything is going on in your life, you have no one to turn to, and you are just looking for somebody to listen or to help point you in the right direction, reach out to us. We will talk to you for real. We will help you however we can. Contact information is right there. So again, like she said, guys, love on one another, love yourself, be safe, have fun, enjoy life. And come back tomorrow and check us out again, y'all. We're going to have our girl, Elisa Plessy, back in the house. Yeah, so we know it's going to be a good show because she always got something good to talk about. She is very well spoken, and she has a lot of knowledge to spread to the world. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about this whole currency situation, y'all. Like, what's really going on with everything going digital? Y'all better get your money out the bank. Well, no, you can't even do that because it ain't going to be valid no more. But we're going to talk about all that tomorrow. Y'all. But until then, have a good night. Thank you for coming out. We love you. Stay safe.